This is a traffic intersection here in China. The weather is really good now. It is the end of winter. It's supposed to be spring, but it already feels like summer. Although it's like still cold. What do you think about the view? It's beautiful, right? Right now I'm standing on a bridge, and just a little bit ahead of me there is a river, actually two rivers that comes and meet together and then divide. So on this side of the river, which is one side of the city, you can see this. Can you guess what's going on here? I'll tell you. So the government decided that it was time to make the cities look new. It was time to clean the cities. So on this side, that side of the city, as you can see, is already developed with very tall buildings. But on this side, it was filled with old buildings that were up to like 5 floors. But the government feels like these buildings are too old and these buildings are too low to accommodate a lot of people. So what the government did was they decided to evacuate everyone on a line on the riverbank that spans for over, say, 6 kilometers to even like 7 kilometers. They decided to evacuate everyone. Like you see, all of these buildings here have been marked for demolition. You won't believe it. You see those tall buildings over there? They might be demolished or perhaps renovated. But all of these ones you see here, they will be demolished for sure. As you can see, most of the demolition has already taken place. And I'll also show you on this side. The buildings that you see just next to the trees, just by the side of the river, are being demolished. And the government is giving this land to real estate developers and asking them to build something new and build something modern. This happens in China all the time. Isn't it amazing? I mean, just like put a whole bunch of buildings down and then build new ones. And all of these things can happen within the space of less than 3 years. If I come back here 3 years later and show you this place, you wouldn't believe it's this place. Trust me. Well, it's as if that's not all I have to show you today. So like I was telling you, you see on the other side of the river, we are having very modern buildings. These are one of the two rivers. So this river is on this side. And do you see that? Do you see that building there, that massive building? I'm gonna tell you the story about this building. It's been empty for the past at least 12 years, as I know. Like, this building was constructed and it was supposed to be a shopping mall, and it's on an island because the land on which this building is standing in between two rivers. So it was well supposed to be a renowned and infamous shopping mall. But for some reason, the building has never ever been put into use. And it's standing there. The story does not end there, and probably you want to know why will such a massive and beautiful looking building be put out of use, not put into use since its construction. I'll tell you why. But before I tell you why, let me do a 360 slowly and show you this view in one city here in China. And I'd like you to tell me what you think. I know my videos are very unprofessional, but if for some reason you like what I show you, please like, share, and subscribe. And do you know the funny thing about China? Despite all this development, despite all this beauty, whether it was summer, whether it was winter, it is hard to see so many people crowding this kind of places that should be like some touristic centers or some place for people to come out to chill. It is really hard to see people crowding these places. The reason is because maybe it looks so artificial that people don't feel natural and comfortable in it, or because China is a communist country, people just get the feeling that it all belongs to the government and it is not for them, and they don't really have privacy or freedom in open spaces like these. But another reason could be the weather. There's no one time in China when the weather is just like ideal. The winter comes too fast and stays for a long time, and it's too cold. The summer, on the other hand, is very hot. The transition time, like between winter and summer, which should be like spring and autumn, it's very short. So back to this building to tell you why it is empty despite looking so beautiful. You see the fencing there? It shows you that the property is like being guarded, and maybe people shouldn't trespass into it. And it's been here, like I said, for more than 12 years since after its completion. So some people have it that the reason why the building is empty is because after the construction there were no people to rent the shops and then do business in it. That's what some people say. But another group of people have it that it is because after the construction, the government thinks that the land is too limited. And if a shopping mall was supposed to be run here, there could be some kind of chaos every day in terms of traffic and in terms of the number of people, because it's really in a strategic place. And I know what China is. Everybody would love to want to come here to chill out. So the government is like saying that the space, the surrounding may not be able to support the population and the traffic for cars, because as you can see here, this would be the only way in and the only way out for this building. It would be this road that is going across, this bridge that is going across a river, and yeah, like that. And I'll show you the other river. The other river is ahead of there. You've seen that one over there, right? And if we could keep moving forward, you would see that there is another river on the other side, which means there are two rivers, and this building is standing in between them. So now you can see the other river on the other bridge, right? So that's the river I was talking about, and that's a bridge. And that's the side of the city I said is already well developed. Most of these houses here were newly built, and this is the magnificent structure I'm talking about, which was supposed to be a shopping mall. It could have been the biggest one at the time when it was constructed. It is massive, it is huge, it is big, and even until today in this city, it should be the second biggest one, or maybe still the biggest one. You can see it for yourself, right? It's abandoned, it's fenced, and probably no trespassing is allowed. So the question is, why would such a beautiful building on an island in the middle of two rivers with good air, with good vibes, with good temperature be abandoned and still being abandoned? I mean, is this possible in any other country in the world? Is there any other country in the world where a building like this will be constructed and then, be abandoned, like in the name of a shopping mall? I know that there are countries like in North Korea and other countries where hotels and cities were abandoned and then it exists like a ghost town. I'm trying to see if I can make my way inside and just to show you more of what is left as the ruins of this big building. And unfortunately, it seems like the poor thing does not really get any good maintenance. But I've heard a rumor that the government is planning to change the use. Like they want to make it be like a hotel, an educational center, something like that, where not so many people need to get in there at one time. But anyway, it can still be put into use, put into business, and serve some commercial purpose. I don't know when that would be, but maybe. Let's see. Maybe. So I was trying to get inside, trespass, and see if I could show more of this building, but unfortunately I haven't found any way to get in further. And yeah, I was gonna trespass. You see, there is a road. A road was constructed, a well paved and tarred road, just to serve the purpose of this building. This place was highly designed, but right now it stands like this, empty. This part of the city, like this land between two rivers, have some really magnificent and attractive stuffs around here. I like to come here. I can say it's one of my favorite in town. So I've already been walking for more than 5 minutes, trying to make my way from the front side of the building to the back side, and you can see how massive and how huge it is. Unfortunately, until this point in time, I've not been able to, find a way in, meaning trespass. Wow, the weather is good today, and I love this view. Look at those spring flowers over there on those trees. It looks beautiful. It's a beautiful view. I love what I see. Indeed, China is beautiful. It is beautiful. Although it looks artificial, it is beautiful, I must say. It is worth visiting China, not just for business, but also to travel. There are many bridges from either side of the city, from that side where we have that river, or the other side where we have another river, to come to this island that is between the two rivers. And these bridges were constructed for small cars and electric scooters, not for any kind of big car, just to make movement into and out of this I would say park, in supposed to be